Have you ever wondered how it would work if the slow cooker were compared to the Instant Pot? And I looked specifically at how these two stack up when you use them to cook soups. So I also included my 5 favorite soup recipes. A slow cooker is a one-function tool. It does one thing. An Instapot is a multi-purpose tool. They are primarily known for their ability to cook quickly using a pressure cooker. Welcome to Epic Mom Life. I am your host, Kara Peterson. This show is sponsored by The Possum's Tale, a unique book adventure for your 6 to 12-year-old child. Let's jump into today's show. Have you ever wondered how it would work if the slow cooker were compared to the Instant Pot? Well, I have that answer for you, and I looked specifically at how these two stack up when you use them to cook soups because January is National Soup Month, and I love to cook. I also love to cook soups because it's cold outside and soups feel good. So I also included my 5 favorite soup recipes at the end of this episode. There are advantages and disadvantages to both the Crockpot and the Instapot. Whichever one is best, the Crockpot or the Instapot, usually depends upon the person and the style of cooking that you do. So, what is the difference? A slow cooker is a one-function tool. It does one thing. It cooks with moist heat slowly, and it tends to do this very well. Most recipes that use a slow cooker will have you basically dump all of your ingredients in at one time, and then you choose the high-low function, and then you choose the time, and you push go. And that's pretty much it. If you have creams or cheeses, sometimes they're added at the end. Also, sometimes you will brown your meats in the beginning, and that's the only thing that's really altered for that whole dump it in at one go. But it's basically a fix it and forget it kind of style of cooking. A slow cooker is a very basic appliance. It's easy to use. It doesn't require much. It requires some prep to chop up everything and put it all in, but then that's it. And now, because I've been using slow cookers since 1987, now slow cookers have a removable crock, so that you can easily take them out to wash and often stick them in a dishwasher. The food that you're preparing could be really sticky, like my favorite recipe is my boy's favorite chicken recipe, and it does get really sticky. So you can use a Crockpot liner, and then that makes cleaning up a snap. An Instapot is a multi-purpose tool. They are primarily known for their ability to cook quickly using a pressure cooker. They also bake, they brown, they boil, they steam, they roast, and they slow cook food. So they do a whole bunch. The very nature of being able to do so many things means that they do not do all of these things as well as a tool that is designed to do these things. For example, they can bake. There is no way I would choose an Instapot to bake in over an oven. An oven is a one-function deal. It bakes, and it does that really well. I would choose to bake in my oven over an Instapot. Many people also have complained that an Instapot does not slow cook well, and they cannot get that tender meat and the taste that they are accustomed to in an Instant Pot that they're used to getting out of a slow cooker. An Instapot does allow you to have less tools. So if you need to create more space, you can definitely do this with an Instapot because you can have basically 6 appliances in one. However, because an Instapot does so many different things, it's going to be a lot more complicated to use. If you are great at tech and all of these little buttons are fabulous for you and you love that, this won't be a problem. I don't like that. Even my steamer is a steamer now that's off the market, And all you do is you put the water level into the right amount and you do the dial to the time. And actually all of your common vegetables are printed right on the side. It is the best steamer ever, but all it does is steam. It doesn't do other things like all of the steamers do now. My crock pot is the same way. It's just a crock pot. Instant pots, they do everything. So you have to be able to adjust and do all of those buttons. Now, you can always find a YouTube video to get you through to do all of this. But I am just letting you know, you're going to need to know how to do more than just 2 buttons like you do on a slow cooker. Also, I recommend that when you are using an Instapot for a slow cooking recipe, please, please, please make sure you use an Instant Pot recipe. Also, always read the reviews. Reviews are magic because it talks about readers who've actually done that recipe, using that recipe, and how they had to adjust times because it didn't work certain ways for them. Those are always the best when it comes to recipes. So how does the slow cooker stack up against the Instant Pot for cooking soups? Baby, it's cold outside and you want to cook a soup to get warm on the inside. Well, both of these cookers are great at making soups, but there are some slight differences. Bone broth. Hands down, if you are making bone broth, time and time again, the Instant Pot is the clear winner. The very nature of a pressure cooker that doesn't require a higher temperature and it shortens the amount of cooking time, it is the thought that this is the best way to make bone broth while preserving the nutrients. So bone broth, you got to do the Instant Pot. Full flavor. If you want the flavors to mix and mingle, they need time. You will get a richer and more flavorful soup if you use a slow cooker because time and mingling of flavors, that's exactly what the slow cooker was invented for. Last minute. If you live in a place where the weather is always changing, like I do, and in the morning you thought, hey, we're going to have tacos tonight. And you anticipated it would be 70 degrees. And then by the time 4 o'clock rolls around and it's 50 degrees and you're cold and you want to do taco soup instead, a slow cooker can totally change your plans that way and make it really easy to adjust. Also, if you're one of those last minute people and you forget to take stuff out of the freezer, a slow cooker or an Instant Pot is for you because you can cook and thaw at the exact same time. Prep. I confess, I love my slow cooker and I use it at least once a week because I'm really busy. And in the mornings, if I can get everything done, that makes life a lot easier. Sometimes I get really rushed in the mornings. So I do all of the prep the night before, and you know that crock that comes out, I stick it all in the crock, I put the lid on and I stick it in the refrigerator. And then in the morning I just pop it in the little crock pot, the little slow cooker, and I do low and off I go, and it's usually about 6 hours, and then I get to come home to a fully cooked dinner. So I love that. I assume you can do something similar with this with an Instant Pot. However, the entire attraction of the Instant Pot is that you can come home and make dinner in 30 minutes by doing all of the chopping and throwing in the pot and all of that when you get home. I like to come home and just have dinner done. Just go ahead and get the bread on the table and butter the bread and eat. The Instant Pot is for you if you think about what is for dinner a half hour before dinner is ready. You forget to thaw the meat and you want to just throw it in. You are tech savvy and you can easily learn how to use new appliances. And remember, there is always a YouTube video for everything. You love to cook and you want to explore as many options as there are with every new kitchen gadget. The slow cooker is for you if you are busy during the day and you want to come home to a dinner that is prepared. You have time to throw ingredients into a pot in the morning or the night before. You hate reading instructions and you just want low, high, and the number of hours, and that's the only thing you have to choose from on your pot. Also, those 2 settings, low or high and the time, those are listed in every single slow cooker recipe. Also, the slow cooker is for you if you do not want to play with the appliance and you do not want to find new ways to use it. You just want to find recipes from people that have tried it, and so it's tried and true. They know it's great, and it works, and it is good. Ultimately, the slow cooker allows for a more hands-off, prepare it and forget it approach method, while the Instant Pot offers a faster and more versatile solution. Which one is better for you? It comes down to personal preference. Whichever appliance you choose, you're sure to enjoy delicious homemade soup. Recipes, I included 5 recipes. All the recipes that I included, I love. I prefer the slow cooker for me because that just works for me, and honestly, I don't like a lot of buttons and tech, and the 2 options on a Crockpot are fabulous for me. So these are all designed for the slow cooker. Also, it's really hard to just tell you what these are, so I really encourage you, if any of these sound good to you, to go ahead and follow the link to the blog so that you can read all of the ingredients and all of the instructions. So we have the best beef stew. It's a really good beef stew recipe. Corn chowder. This is a favorite in my family. 15 bean soup. This is not a favorite with my children, but I like it. Chicken or leftover turkey and noodles. This is hands down the family favorite. And Santa Fe soup. And the children's movie quote for the week: one bite and all of your dreams will come true. The evil stepmother or queen in Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. If you are hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode, and for that, I want to send you a huge thank you. Please leave me a comment or review and share with other moms you know. Get in touch in the comments or on Kara's social media networks. See you next week for a new episode.